God. Hello, hello, hello. We got Letty in the house. Hello. I mean, how gorgeous does Letty look? Let's just have 2 minutes for how gorgeous Letty looks. And we've got just a humdinger today, haven't we? We've got like inspiration coming from every orifice.
Absolutely.
Letty has come like with unicorn sparkles following her. So we've got just such a story today to inspire, motivate, make you feel alive, make you feel such deep gratitude. And we're going to tell you a bit about the story about how Letty and I met as well, because we go back, like we are both corporate queens. We met actually working in corporate together, and we're like this, went like little magnets, like drawn to each other, like, oh, I like what you've got going on.
Oh, straight away. And one of my most vivid memories of you from that time is all of the fitness gear you used to pack in the back of your car and take to your hotel rooms every single night.
I did. Oh my God. I would have like the whole weights kit, free weights, like you name it. And if I got to a hotel that didn't have a lift, it was a nightmare. I'd carry them all up the stairs and back down again. And I'd probably weeks worth of food prep, like Joe Wicks would have been proud, wouldn't he? Oh, well, if you say hello if you're here. Hi, Karen. It's good to see you. We have just got so much inspiration coming at you, because when we actually left corporate, Letty and I stayed in touch, and then we did a masterclass, didn't we? Like a free masterclass about imposter syndrome, and that for you was like one of them holy shit moments.
And I've just been working it out. That was in 2019, Donna.
Oh my God! Really?
It was before COVID. So yeah.
Wow.
So wow. But yeah, that was a real fundamental. It was the start of everything. It really was. And I actually thought I was a little bit crazy before I joined that call. And the negative voices that we tell ourselves, those stories that we tell ourselves, I was telling myself all sorts and thinking it was real. You know, you're not good enough, you're rubbish at this, don't even start trying. And I was actually considering going to the doctors because I thought I was losing my mind.
Wow.
And one of the turning points for me, and I think it's just a key part, or one of the key parts of what you and Cheryl and this community do, is I was one of those people, I wasn't going to put first the answer to the question. And then I saw all of these women. There was hundreds of people on the call, and every one of these women was putting in the comments exactly how I was feeling. And it was just such a relief, Donna. It was, you know, I'm not going crazy. I'm not losing my mind. Other people feel like this too. And immediately I was taken into this safe environment. And it's a community that as you know, I absolutely love. There's so many positives to all of the communities that you've got. I wouldn't want to be not part of it. But that was a fundamental game changer. You think it's only you, right?
Yeah. 100%. Like I was the same as you the first time when Jess Bellwood, who I was having a conversation with, told me about imposter syndrome, and it was just like, I genuinely thought there was something wrong with me. Like I genuinely thought I had a head wiring issue, because there was just all these voices like constantly screaming at us and being abusive. Like, and when she was like, "No, it's imposter syndrome. It's a thing," I was like, "What?" How does nobody know this? I'm in my 30s. Like, we've got good jobs. How do I not know this?
Exactly. And I think for me, that was the start. So that was the very start. And, you know, prior to that point, I wouldn't have classed myself as spiritual. I'd never meditated before in my life. I wouldn't journal. All of the hints and tips and tools and practices that you learn through your programs, you know, have literally changed my life. But up until that point, I hadn't even considered them. It just wasn't something that it was in my circle of awareness right then.
Yeah. I love that. But something opened in you then, didn't it, as well? Like you actually started in, like, what does my dream life look like? Like, what does it, if I can create anything and I'm truly in charge of my own destiny?
Yeah.
And you love your job, right? You loved your job. You've always loved your career. Like I've worked with you. I've seen you. Like, you are an incredible leader. You're inspirational. People love you. Your heart centered. So you were like me. It wasn't like we hated our jobs. You didn't hate your job, but there was just this little fire started, wasn't there? Like these
Yeah.
what ifs.
Absolutely. And there's a couple of parts to that. So the first fundamental part was, this feels good. I like this. That I'm going to lean into this feeling more. I'm going to lean into this kind of being happy, this kind of exploring things and knowing it's in a safe place. And again, the community was just fantastic with that, because it's a place where you can say exactly what you think, exactly what's on your mind, good, bad, ugly, all of that, right? So that's really where the heart kind of what started me. This feels good, and I want some more of that feeling. As
I remember you saying that, I want more. I just want more of this, whatever it is. I was like, okay.
Because I've not done anything like that before. So like, how can I soak it all in? What can I do? And it started with me for, like you say, there's something more out there. There's something more that I could potentially do. And it starts off as a little spark. You still got those limiting beliefs at the time. You're still telling yourself those stories, and you've got to work through all of that to get through to the other side, right? But yeah, it was a little spark. I want something more. And actually, I can have something more. And it's actually down to me what I decide to do. It seems mad saying it now to you, Donna, but at the time it was just mind-blowing, like, wow. Yeah, I can do this.
I love hearing how it lands with you, though. Like, it's just so much fun to hear it reflected back. Because like now, I bet you feel like you're a different person back then.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. With your programs, I mean, I did selling with Certainty and Soul last week. I feel like a different person from that week.
From that week, I know, it's amazing, isn't it, in just a few hours. Yeah, exactly. Because you made the decision. When you said I want more, you actually joined our mastermind, and you were like, I just want to be around the people, and I don't know what it looks like yet. I don't know, and you've sat with that, haven't you? And there's been all these life events that have led you to go, now I know. And you're back in the elite, you've rejoined because you have literally birthed a business. Yes. You said, I'm out of corporate. Yes. Tell us about that, because there'll be so many people here now going, I wish I had balls like that. Like, I would love to do what Letty's doing.
Oh, just do it. That's the only thing I can say. That's the only thing is, I know it's terrifying. I know that it is full of unknowns. I know that you'll tell yourself stories about why it won't work and why you're not good enough. And you'll tell those stories, or different stories all the time. Every time you achieve something more, there's a new story that you tell yourself about why you're not quite good enough for that step up or that level up. It's part of it. Yeah. That's the biggest learn. That fear is part of it. It's just fear of the unknown. Yeah. So if you can flip it, if you can get your head into that space where you're actually, this dream life is a dream life. You're only here, right, for a period of time. Why not? And at the end of the day, this is really what got me through. If I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? And if, why don't I, sitting in your eyes, why do I think this? And realistically, if it all goes wrong, I've tried. I've given my best. But realistically, if you give your best, guess what? It's not going to go wrong. Again, it's a story you tell yourself, right?
Those stories, much like when you believe in all the stuff that you're saying in your head about yourself, like you're crap, you're useless, you don't sound like they do, you don't look like they do, you're not qualified enough. All the same things are going to come up, aren't they, when you then decide you want to launch a business, or you decide you want to go for a promotion, or you decide you want to be a mom, or you decide you want to come out. Like, it's all the same. When people say to me, you feel this, it's like, I am not. I shit myself on a daily basis. I worry that I'm going to fail on a daily basis, but I just don't energize and give attention to that emotion. Because if I do, we wouldn't have Now Is Your Time. We wouldn't be nearly 5 years old. We wouldn't be able to, work with amazing women like you and birth companies like 1217, which is going to change how we think in our families about how we have a responsibility for saving the planet. And this is what I love about your mission, is like, you've sat with it, haven't you? Like, I could do this, I could do that. And then it's like, you just had that drop in of like, no, I know who I need to be and what I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the environment is exactly the same as any other limiting belief that you have, right?
Mm,
However, with the environment, we've got all of these fields around it, and as you know, Donna, I've been passionate about the environment for years and had this nugget always there in the background. It was something that I always knew I wanted to do. I wanted to help people to help themselves and their families be okay with it,
yeah.
um, and make changes and lean into it and have a good time and see all of the positives out of it.
Mhm.
Um, and I was stuck there for a long time. But actually, you know, I've made those changes now.
Mm,
I've I've experienced the feel good that comes with that. And I'll start with what I'm not about. And I think that makes it
yeah.
clearer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not about climate debate. My business is not for people who want to come and have a chat and debate climate. There's loads of places that you can go to if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm also not here to talk about, what targets the planet needs to achieve for 2030 or 2050. I know what those are and I've
Yeah.
researched it, but it's not relevant, right?
It's
It's not
so big, isn't it? It's like I don't know how to. It's like it's almost so big. I don't know what to do about it, and that's where we go to. We're busy.
exactly. We put ourselves off, and I've told myself those same stories. You know, it's too hard. It's going to have such an impact on my life. It's going to be really inconvenient. It's probably going to cost us a lot of money. What impact can I really have in the grand scheme of things? And you tell yourself these stories, right? And they're all just fear-based stories that they make us look away for whatever reason. So what I'm here for is for those women, for those amazing heart-led women who know that they want to make a change. Yeah. You've got something here, something niggling away, something you've wanted to do within your personal life or within your business. You might be setting sustainability policies and goals and targets for you. My program will help you look at what you can do, really get your intentions right around what you're looking to do, and then help you create that sustainable life that's right for you. And
Mm,
everybody's different. Everybody's so different. Everybody has got different dreams, different goals. There's a lot of things we all do, a lot of activities we all do the same.
mhm,
But in the grand scheme of things, it's all different. So I
mm,
work with my clients and I work with businesses to help them get, first of all, into their own heads and unpick some of those stories that we've told ourselves.
yeah.
And then help you to understand and educate yourself on your own impact.
Yeah.
Really, find out what a sustainable life would actually look like for you. There's no blueprint out there,
Yeah.
right? You go on a diet program, you follow a range of diet programs that work for you. You've got
Mm,
a fitness goal, you go to a fitness coach, and you want to get the best results, you go and speak to them. With the environment, there's nothing. There's no blueprint. You can find it all online if you want to, when you want to go and have a look, but that won't touch the mindset aspect. So what
mm,
I've tried to do is bring it all together and help you get from where you are now, feeling a bit stuck and unsure and, not really where to go, and then follow the plan that I followed. I've got an outline of a blueprint for you, and we'll work together to fill that so it works for you and your lifestyle. And one of the things I say to my clients is,
so getting the family involved, because this is about what we leave for the kids. Like we have to take responsibility. We're role modeling now.
yeah.
We have to do something so that they learn differently. And Caleb is so much more aware of this stuff than I was at his age because he's had to be.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have had a clue at Caleb's age, Donna. The first time I really remember hearing about the environment was when, the ozone layer had a hole in it and we had to stop spraying CFCs.
Yeah.
But our kids today, there's songs out there that says the world's going to end in 2045 and stuff. It's ridiculous. There's all these scare tactics. And, being real about it, it can terrify the life that you're looking at it.
Mm,
If you really contemplate the future for future generations, right?
yeah.
And it's scary to look at. And what I'm here to say is to encourage you to look at it, to encourage you to lean into it, because in this life, you can only do what you can do. You know, your circle of influence is greater than you think it is. And habits that you've built over a lifetime will not be changed overnight. So take that pressure off yourself. Stop imagining you're living, you know, off the grid and all of that. That's not what it is.
100%. It's not about that. It's about how do you make it work for you.
Exactly. How do you create new habits? And absolutely one of the most wonderful things about it is creating those new habits with your kids now, not letting them unconsciously walk into bad habits like we did throughout our lives. And it's such an important part, Donna, such an important
God, I love it. I'm loving the comments as well for you. So Emily's just saying we never shift the fear. We just keep taking the action until the confidence is louder than the fear. I love that. It's like the name of a program, isn't it? I love it. And this is so true. And people will look at, you know, people have set up businesses or left corporate or made money or had an impact. And every single one of those people has experienced fear and just chooses to act through that fear. And hi Day is also one of our mastermind graduates. You're an inspiration. Congratulations on your business. I hope to see you soon, Day. And Yvette, hey beauties on YouTube, you're a legend. And this is the beauty of having these mastermind experts around you, isn't it? It's like, you know where to go to when you want help with getting your program up and running or your business up and running. Like when you're in our communities, there's so much help and support that's available to you. So please reach out if you want help with anything. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. And if you want to know more about Letty and what she's doing and how you can get involved and how you can do, because Letty, you do these amazing like personal assessments and stuff, don't you, as well, and work individually with people. It's not like you said, it's not like there's Caleb saying that. It's not like a cookie cutter approach or anything like that.
It can't be, right? It can't be. It's about you. It's about your life, and it's about implementing change in a way that's going to work for you. So yeah, absolutely. We go through a personal assessment first of all. That's what we do. We run through that. We get you to really sit in it. You might not have sat in it before. You might not have really given this any thought before. So that exercise is intended to get you really to start thinking about things. And then we work through the one-to-one program specifically. We work through the 3 chapters of the coaching program, which is called An Accidental Environmentalist.
I love it.
Chapter 1, we go through, it's called The Environmentalist, and we go through just reframing what it really means to be an environmentalist. We take away, you know, those pictures of Greta that we've got in our head that's what an environmentalist is, and we bring it back to us. There's loads of reasons that we do that, but we start to work through that in that chapter. The 3rd chapter, and I'll come back to the 2nd, but the 3rd chapter, for anybody that's gone on the Facebook groups or the Instagram pages, you'll have seen me talk about my eco essentials. And chapter 3 is all about that. And this is what you're actively working on. And I always say to people, you know, my recommended starting place is, first of all, my eco-essential number 1 is nature. Get outside every day. It's good for your well-being. It's good for your soul. But go out there with the intention to really appreciate what's around you, to start looking for the bits of nature that are out there and to really sit in it. The thing I say is, I call it BRRR. And this is basically, be aware of what you put in your bin, first of all, and then reduce, reuse, and recycle. But it's up to you. You're responsible for it. And the 3rd part is the ABCs. So for me, it's a water bottle everywhere that I go. It's my shopping bag, always in my handbag. And it's a coffee cup. The amount of money I've spent on coffee, various traveling roles that I've had, and every coffee place has a lovely scheme where if you bring your own cup, you actually get coffee for, you know, your free coffee sooner than you would have done if you didn't. So go outside, sit in nature, look at what you're putting in your bin, look at what you're putting in your household rubbish, and actively work on reducing that. If your husband can't put it in, I've got ways. You can
I'm constantly, I said this to Letty when we're talking about exams, I'm like, and my hand's constantly in the bin, picking out things that should be in the recycling. I'm like, I don't want to pick things out the bin. But
what are you doing? Exactly. And then work out what your ABC is. So it might not be a water bottle for you. It might not be a bag. It might not be a coffee cup, but just identify what they are and start somewhere. You know, I am not about judgment at all. You know me, you know, I'm about positive encouragement. You can only do what you can do. And I am here to help you start that. I am here to give you that power back and say, yeah, absolutely, you can do this. You can absolutely do it.
What I love about working with you on it is, though, because of your no shaming like approach to it, it's like, because we're very all or nothing as humans, aren't we? It's like we either want to do all of the things and, like you said, become like, you know, the Greenpeace activists that we imagine, and actually there is somewhere in the middle, which is about the small changes that you can make a huge difference. And if one person's power of one, and then we all do that, like, it will have a huge change on the planet. It doesn't have to be radical. It can be incremental at your pace and at your family's pace.
Absolutely. The impact, think about this, you know, you start the program, you start making changes, that spreads into your other family members, your children, everybody who lives at home. It spreads to your workplace. It spread into those communities and networks that you're part of. And you'll surprise yourself with how straightforward it is once you start. It's like a domino effect. You get addicted to it. You know, reducing plastic is a big one. You know, by just changing from plastic milk bottles to getting a milkman, I saved up 400 plastic bottles alone. So multiply the actual impact up by, you know, everybody that's doing it. And it's huge. It's huge.
It is massive. That's on my list to do for today. It's on my list. I'm gonna go get the milkman.
I love the milkman. It was one of the first things that we did because there was the nostalgia. I still remember being a kid and having a milkman.
I remember having the Rington's tea van and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What we're going to do after the call is we'll go through, just because we're conscious we're broadcasting all different places on socials right now, is Letty will go through and just add on, because Letty's a free Facebook group, isn't there? There's an Instagram page, there's loads of places you can go just to get information and empower yourself and have a chat to Letty about it. DM her, like, super approachable, as you can see on here on LinkedIn or wherever you want to be. But do something, like take action or pay it forward. If it's not for you, share it on your socials. The more of us there are having these conversations, the better. If you want to be in Letty, is there anything other than that, like for them to connect with your Facebook, Instagram, anywhere else?
You can email me as well. But I mean, I'd probably DM me is the simplest thing to do. And you can get a feel then for what I'm all about on those pages. You can look at some of the hints and tips there. You can look at some of the messages. If you wanting to actively get involved, I'd say the Facebook community is one where, you know, the community is very chatty and sharing ideas and what they do and how they bring it to life. It is a safe place, right? So it is a safe place for you to come and talk about it. If you're worried about something, if you're looking for ideas, you know, or you just want to stand back and have a look. Take a look, but DM me.
Will you put the links on, Letty, for the Facebook group as well, for the Accidental Environmentalist Facebook group as well, when we're done on the call, go through all the different places?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have dropped the link on. So Letty mentioned a 3-day sprint that we did last week called Selling with Certainty and Soul, which is all around, like, whatever your business or your service or your product is, being able to sell it in a way that's in integrity, that isn't really about selling. It's really about showing up from a place of service. You can see the passion that Letty has. And, you know, it's just, that's what we want for all of our clients, to feel so empowered. So all of the training is now accessible for immediate download, and it has got some bonuses attached to it as well, which are epic. We're going to leave it open over the Easter weekend for you guys, because I've had a lot of inquiries about it. So you can go on and get instant access, but that will be coming down after the weekend. So grab it now. The link is on there as well, or just DM me as well if you want anything. And just in general, if you want to know how to work with other epic women like Letty, like Dee, like Yvette, like all these incredible women that we're surrounded by in any of our masterminds, in our mastermind programs, you can just drop me a DM saying info or help, and we can jump on and have a little chat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to say about selling with certainty and soul, just if anybody's like on the fence. Before that week started, my business plan was very different to what it was at the end of the week. I have saved hours and hours and hours and weeks probably by attending that course, and it's given me real clarity. It's given me real purpose, and it's just amazing. So if you haven't done it, oh, just do it. It'll change your life. Every woman on that course said the same. Like it will change your life. And that might sound like woo woo, but it's really
not. And what's amazing is I just had one of our clients who's worked with us personally for 3 years, and she did it, and she was like, "Oh my God, I've got about 200 pages of notes." Like, it's complete, because we go through pricing models and strategies, but again, from a values, beliefs based aspect and lens. So we're teaching you how to do it in a way that just feels good. We want you to feel good about your business. And loads of you out there have got amazing businesses, but the thing that's holding you back is your self-belief and your confidence, and all the inner critic stuff telling you that other people are doing it and they're better than you. So we really help you with all those mind worms. So it's around imposter syndrome, it's around beliefs, and how you imprint the identity of someone who's a successful business CEO and gets to rock her world and be out in the world doing what Letty's doing right now. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. And it's just so inspirational. As ever, literally, we could be here all day, let's face it. Thank you, Letty. And guys, have a lovely, lovely Easter weekend. We're not live over the weekend, but we will see you next week. Bye, guys.